Well, let me share this with you. This is about social media and how the feds, even Ray, all of them are involved. And I think Jeremy talked a little bit about this, but listen to this, because they're still working with big tech companies to censor you and I. This is the federal government using big tech as a proxy to hinder our First Amendment rights. They say that they're no longer doing it, but yet they are. They're still doing it. They're still involved. They're still at us through the big tech companies. Listen to this.
Secretary Mayorkas, is DHS still meeting with social media companies to discuss content moderation?
We do not meet with social media companies for the purpose of instructing them to take down content.
You have never had any meetings with the social media companies to discuss content moderation?
What we have done in the past, Ranking Member Paul, as I shared with you previously, is we, along with other federal agencies, have met with social media companies in a public-private partnership to speak of the threats to the homeland so that those companies are alert to them.
Do you think a threat to the homeland is a discussion of vaccine efficacy?
I do not, Ranking Member Paul, and
if you'll have your staff read, and I think it'd be good for you to read also the Missouri versus Biden case, it lists time and time again discussion of constitutionally protected speech that has nothing to do with national security. So when you say you didn't meet to do with that, yes, you were meeting, you just disagree with the characterization of it. Were you meeting with social media companies to discuss content moderation? And your answer to that is no?
My answer
That's the specific question. Did you meet with them, and were you meeting with them to discuss content on the internet?
My answer remains the same, Ranking Member Paul, that we met on a periodic basis with other federal agencies and a group of social media companies to speak with them about the threat environment that the homeland faced.
Right, and this includes discussion of vaccine efficacy, mask efficacy, Hunter Biden's laptop. Are these meetings still occurring?
Ranking Member Paul, they are not. We do not participate in any such
And
meeting.
the reason the meetings aren't occurring is because a federal judge placed an injunction on you, and the Biden administration acknowledged that they're not having the meetings. So you need at least acknowledge that the court is talking to you about this and saying what you were doing was violating the First Amendment. Director Wray, same question. Is the FBI still meeting with social media companies?
We're having some interaction with social media companies, but all of those interactions have changed fundamentally in the wake of the court's rulings.
That's sort of an acknowledgement that perhaps you weren't just talking about national security, child pornography, and human trafficking, right? You had other areas of discussion that did involve constitutionally protected speech.
No, that's not an acknowledgement of that.
Then how did you change?
Yes, it is. It's 100% acknowledgement. Let me ask you the question. If they change their policies, right? They said that they changed the policies ever since that came out. If you didn't do it in the first place, what is it that you have to change? Is anyone figuring that out? Is anyone thinking about that? Is anyone thinking about that? Why would they have to change it? Why would they have to change it? If you didn't do anything wrong, just go ahead and continue to go after the sex trafficking of children. Go after these criminals. Go after the drugs. But no, we changed it. They're not even going after the sex trafficking. I played it yesterday where they were talking about that Mayorkas took people off the sex trafficking of children and the fentanyl. He says that he took them off of other stuff and put them on the fentanyl. But that's a lie as well. They took them off everything that's hurting America and make sure that they're processing these people in quicker. He's lying. He's lying.
Your behavior?
Out of an abundance of caution, in order to make sure that we don't run afoul of any court ruling, I would say, by the way, of course, that the injunction has been stayed by the Supreme Court.
Did anybody from the FBI ever discuss constitutionally protected speech with social media organizations?
Not to my understanding.
Vaccine efficacy, never discussed any post concerning vaccine efficacy?
Well, certainly not, because to my understanding, as you know,
And again, Jeremy played this just a second ago, and dude is lying through his teeth. I had a YouTube channel that had like 114,000 subscribers, and I didn't tell anyone to get the vaccine. I didn't tell anyone not to get the vaccine. I never played the role of a doctor, never have. I'm not Dr. Johnson. I'm just Will Johnson. And you know what the interesting thing is? YouTube removed my channel, said that I was giving misleading medical advice. And all I did was share a video where on the Communist News Network, they were saying before people are allowed to realize that they have their freedoms, they should be forced to get the vaccine. They were saying this on the Communist News Network. I was just sharing it. But yet they penalized me for me sharing what the Communist News Network was saying. Think about that. The Communist News Network saying, but yet they penalized me, deleted my channel. Years and years of in the making, and they just deleted it like it wasn't nothing. This dude is lying.
the FBI was the first and for a long time the only agency in the intelligence community to assess that the COVID origin was most likely from a lab leak. So the idea that we were engaging in...
I commend you for
Yeah.
that, but the Twitter files and other indications, as well as the Missouri versus Biden, list many cases of both DHS and FBI discussing constitutionally protected speech, vaccine efficacy, mask efficacy. People who said, my brother got the vaccine and died yesterday. And the brother actually did die, but proof of cause and effect is one thing. But taking down posts like that was part of the discussion in these meetings.
You know what? If someone went onto social media and said, look, I took ivermectin, I took hydrochloroquine, and the next couple of days I felt a lot better. I thought I had COVID and I took these and I felt a lot better. They were suspending people, banning people, removing posts from people who was talking about medication that Will Johnson can't make here in his studio. They're making it somewhere in the lab. They actually have it out there. And now to my understanding, was it ivermectin or is it hydrochloroquine where they actually went out and they said it's been approved for medical purposes for COVID? Now they're saying it. People were getting removed saying different things that they were doing to help them because it wasn't the vaccine. They wanted you to get the vaccine in your system. They're deleting people's accounts because they came up with a different solution. They were doing it to doctors, well-known doctors, certified doctors that was giving a second opinion. They were blocking them, removing their posts, doing everything that they shouldn't be doing based on the federal government.
Not by the FBI. We would not have been engaging with social media companies about vaccine efficacy, to my knowledge.
He's lying through his rabbit teeth. He's lying through his rabbit teeth.
You like the content Will Johnson is producing? To stay informed and up to date with the current events, go ahead and hit the thumbs up and subscribe to see more videos like this one. Also, to find Will Johnson, visit www.uaf.media.